In this lesson, we're going to be having a look at differentiating trigonometric functions. So 2 facts you need to learn here. The differential of sine x is cos x, and the differential of cos x is minus sine x. So I'll reiterate, you need to learn this fact here, know that off by heart, that the differential of sine x is cos x, and this fact here, that the differential of cos x is minus sine x. Now there is an easy way to remember these, and that's by looking at this, what I call the wheel of differentiation for sine and cos. So sine differentiates to cos, which then differentiates to minus sine, which then differentiates to minus cos, and back to the start again. And I call this the wheel of differentiation. So sine to cos, to minus sine, to minus cos, and back to the start again. So everything that we're going to do here is going to be based upon knowing this wheel of differentiation. So let's get started with an example. And there it is there. Prove the differential of sine x is cos x using differentiation from first principles, the compound angle formulae, and small angle approximations. So we're going to need all of those things. First of all, let's have a look and put the relevant formulae at the side here. And there's the differentiation from first principles formula that you're going to have to use. So you may want to pause this now and have a go at yourself. But I'll continue. So the differential of sine x equals the limit as h approaches 0 of, and we've got plugging it into the formula, sine of x plus h minus sine of x all divided by h. So now I can see that we need to use the compound angle formulae. So let's refresh our memories, put the formula sheet up at the side, and there they are there. So what we're going to do, by the way, I should mention that these small angle approximations only apply when theta is measured in radians, which in calculus it always is. In calculus, radians always applies. That's sort of a half-truth, but for the purposes of A-level, it's true. So we must do at A-level calculus in radians. So let's simplify it. Equals the limit as h approaches 0 of sine x, and the small angle approximation for cos h is 1 minus h squared over 2. 1 minus h squared over 2 is what cos of h tends to when h is approaching 0, i.e. is small. Then continue along the line, plus cos x, and sine h as h approaches 0 is just h. That becomes h cos x, take sine x, all divided by h, and we keep going, equals the limit as h approaches 0 of, and multiplying out that bracket, we've got sine x minus h squared over 2 sine x plus h cos x minus sine x, again all divided by h. I can see this taking shape now. We've got sine x take sine x, which is 0. So, equals the limit as h approaches 0 of, and each of those will now divide by the h on the denominator. So that becomes, and when we cancel things, we must take the denominator and divide by h for each of the terms left on the top. Cancellation only occurs when you do it to everything. Equals minus h over 2 sine x plus cos x, and we know that h is approaching 0, so this term here is going to approach 0, leaving just cos x as we were required to do. So there we've done it. We've differentiated sine x from first principles to get cos x. So exercises on the sheet will ask you to differentiate cos x as well. So we're not going to do that now. That's an exercise for yourselves. So let's move on now. Let's do another example of differentiation of trig functions. So here, this one asks us to prove using the quotient rule that the differential of tan x is sec squared x. So you might want to try this yourself, but it says using the quotient rule, and tan x isn't currently written as a quotient. So if you want to do it yourself, that's a bit of a clue there. Pause it, have a go, and check your answer against mine. But what we're going to do is write tan x as sin x over cos x. Like that. The differential of sin x over cos x. I'm going to use the quotient rule. So u equals sin x, meaning du by dx equals, and remember to differentiate trig functions, sine goes to cos, goes to minus sine, up to minus cos, and back to sine again. So du by dx, give myself a bit more room, du by dx is, in this case, cos x. And v, the thing on the bottom of the quotient, is cos x. And we can see from the wheel of differentiation that the differential of that, dv by dx, must be minus sin x. So applying the quotient rule now, we get, and the quotient rule actually is given in the formula sheet. So let's put it at the side there. And there it is. So this one's from the OCR formula booklet, but your formula booklet will give you a similar representation of the quotient rule. So we see that it's v du by dx. So that's cos x times cos x minus u dv by dx, which is sin x times minus sin x, all over v squared. So that's cos squared x equals, well, we've got cos squared x plus sin squared x over cos squared x. And we know from first year maths that the cos squared x plus sin squared x is 1. So that then becomes 1 over cos squared x, which is equal to sec squared x. And that's what we were asked to prove. The differential of tan x is indeed sec squared x. Now, you don't need to remember that because you're given it on the formula sheet. So let's have a look at this formula sheet. And there's the list of all differentials that you're given in the formula sheet. So we're given that the differential of tan of kx is k times sec squared of kx. Now the way I read that, I forget about the k for now, that's just telling me that tan x differentiates to get sec squared x. This k is just an example of the chain rule, which we're going to go on to in just a second. We get the differential of sec x is sec x tan x, again proving that using the chain rule, or the quotient rule for that matter, is part of the worksheet. Cot x differentiates to minus cosec squared x, again on the worksheet, and that's the case as well. Cosec x differentiates to minus cosec x cot x. So what we're going to do now is have a look at some examples of using these. And there's 3 examples to do there. So use the formula sheet to differentiate cosec of x squared. So you might want to pause and have a go at this yourself. But here goes. So it's asking us to differentiate cosec of x squared, first of all. So we can see that cosec of x differentiates to minus cosec x cot x, but it's x squared that we're differentiating. So d dx of cosec of x squared, well, it becomes minus cosec of whatever's in the bracket, cot of whatever's in the bracket. However, it's a bit more complicated than just differentiating cosec x, because it's a function, x squared, wrapped in another function, cosec. So in this case, the chain rule applies. So we need to times by the differential of the bracket, which in this case is 2x, which gives us minus 2x cosec of x squared cot of x squared. So remember, differentiate the full thing from the outside with the chain rule, then go inside and times by the differential of the bracket. So part B, sec of e to the x. Again, you might want to pause, have a go at it yourself. So if we then differentiate sec, we get sec tan. So that becomes sec of e to the x, tan of e to the x, multiply by the differential of what's in the bracket, multiply by e to the x to give that. So it speeds up massively the whole process when you use the formula sheet. So part C, tan of cos of x. So what we've got here, tan of cos of x, so if we differentiate tan, we get sec squared. So sec squared of whatever's in the bracket times the differential of the bracket times minus sine x equals, let's just tie that up a bit, minus sine x sec squared cos of x. Pretty nasty looking that, but there we go. So that's using the chain rule and the formula sheet when differentiating trig functions. So there's one more extra layer to this that we can add, and that's differentiating powers of trig functions. And here is an example of what I actually mean by that. So differentiate the following powers of trig functions. So y equals cos to the 6x we'll start with. Now, in these types of question, the formula sheet is always your best friend. So I'm just going to put it up there to refer to. So differentiating the following powers of trig functions, part A. Well, it really helps on this if you write it as cos of x to the power of 6 like that. Then hopefully from this point you can see the chain rule can be used because we've got brackets to the power of 6. Now you might want to pause it, have a go at it. But I'll keep going. Which means that dy by dx equals 6 bracket to the power of 5. Then we look in the bracket, see that it was cos x, and multiply by its differential, which is minus sine x, which is equal to minus 6 cos to the 5 x sine x. So that's differentiating cos to the 6x. Part B, differentiating y equals sec cubed of 2x. So y equals, and sec cubed of 2x means sec of 2x all cubed. So maybe you want to pause it again, have a go differentiating that. But dy by dx equals 3 lots of sec of 2x squared, 3 lots of the bracket squared, times the differential of the bracket, and the differential of sec x is sec x tan x, so it's sec of 2x tan of 2x, but sec of 2x itself requires the chain rule. We need to multiply by the differential of the bracket, which in this case is 2, so times 2, which is equal to, let's gather up all like terms, so the number terms multiply to get 6. Then we've got sec squared of 2x times sec of 2x. That becomes sec cubed of 2x with a tan of 2x at the end there. So part C, see if you can guess what to do here. Pause it, have a go yourself. So for differentiating, this is better written as cot of 2x plus 2 to the power of 1/2, which means that dy by dx equals 1/2 cot of 2x plus 2 to the power of minus 1/2 times by the power, take 1 from the power, multiply by the differential of cot of 2x plus 2, which is minus cosec squared of 2x plus 2 times the differential of its bracket, because that's the chain rule as well, which is 2. We can see that those two terms cancel, giving, and we'll write this in a neat format, minus cosec squared of 2x plus 2 Power of minus a half means the reciprocal of the square root of. So root cot of 2x plus 2. So those sorts of things can be quite tricky, so you might want to watch this video again, try and follow it through again. But there's a few examples like this on the question sheet. So now over to you, have a go at the question sheet.